Alright, you guys. Welcome to Blue Angel YouTube channel. I am waiting for my son to come make sure that the video capture of the screen is working.
Viewers.
I can't get it
I'm
to
here
work.
to help you. What are you trying to play?
I am trying to do my SBA screen capture of all my tabs there.
Oh.
So I need a...
Watch. I'm so smart.
And so that'll screen capture everything
Yeah,
in the background.
everything on the edge.
Okay. So wherever I am. Well,
just on this window.
can I see... Okay, that's the chat box, right?
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay. Alright. You have company showing up if you want to get your mask on. Okay.
Wait, are they like gonna stay?
I don't think so, but will you get me
Are
some
you
water? Yep. Alright, you guys, welcome to our channel. I am here today to help you with any SBA questions. I am a woman multi-business owner. I am not an accountant. I am not an employee or agent of the SBA. I am just a small business owner and have helped many, many people work through some of the process of the program. And I do not know everything, but I can share with you what I know. So, I've talked with many of you, even yesterday, and everybody's in different stages of this process. We can still apply for the SBA, the U.S. Small Business Administration, EIDL, disaster loan assistance for the loans. The grants, some of you that have already applied, still working through that, they're still working through some of those. However, I don't believe you can, I really don't know. I didn't see a deadline that was definite for the grants, but I have heard by the end of the year. However, if you were approved, thank you, if you were approved for the SBA loan and have not gotten an increase, I did see a news article from a legitimate source that had stated that you have 2 years from the time of your original loan to take that increase. So that's really good news without having to take the pressure of putting that on your business and in these early stages. So I'm here if any of you have any questions. I don't know that I can see, let me pull you guys up on here on my phone. I can see the chat box. I cannot see if we have any viewers. So, I can see the chat box. Let me turn my volume down. So, if you need any help with the process, I can try to assist you. One of the biggest things I've seen people struggle with is portal access. So you can gain portal access two ways. You can call and ask them to, provide them with your application number and, ask them to reopen the portal for you or create an account. The easiest thing to do is to go to the portal, which is, let me find it for you. Here it is. The website is covid19relief1.sba.gov, and you can go to that website, and the easiest thing to do is to put your email in, and if you're not sure which email you use, you can try more than one. And then just go to forget password. Don't forget to click the I'm not a robot. If you actually set up an account but you don't recall, it will send you something within a day. It'll allow you to reset your password, and then you can gain portal access and see what stage of the EIDL processes you are in. That's the easiest way to gain portal access if you have already created an account. There are some of those that had applied early on for the original $10,000 grant, which you had to apply for the loan to get the grant. Early stages of 2020, I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure it was like between March of 2020 and May. And during that time, they promised every business $10,000 a grant. Well, then they sculpted the program into, well, we'll give you $1,000 per employee. So if you were self-employed and had no employees and you were just a mom and pop shop, they would give you $1,000. And so you would get this in your account, and that was it. And did $1,000 help you? Of course it did, but it was not what we were expecting. Those people that had that happen pre-qualified for the rest of the targeted and advanced grant, which would have been $9,000 if you got $1,000. If you got $2,000, it would have been $8,000. And SBA he hawed around, and then they sent out, once they've created the program on their end, email invites to ask you if, hey, did you want to apply for the targeted advance? You basically pre-qualified. And some people never got that email, or they neglected to look at it. And then if you did have that email and you clicked it today, it would be an expired link. But that's okay. So then you would email SBA EIDL customer service. Let me see if I can find it. Right here, I'll highlight it. Disaster customer service at sba.gov, and you would say, hey, this is John Doe. My application number is blah, blah, blah. And my business name and address is blah, blah, blah. And I do not have, I had gotten invited for the targeted advanced grant, but my link is expired. And of course you would need to also have portal access. So if you don't have that portal access, you need to gain that too. So then you would mention that. And if you do have portal access, then you would ask that customer service representative to to add that opportunity to apply to that to your portal. Everything goes through the portal. Do not give private information to anyone. Don't give private information to me. Do not give private information to any other YouTube or people that comment. I mean, half of our comments are fake anyway. Everything as far as your business stuff will go through your portal. It will be uploaded to your portal. If it is done through your SBA.gov site, it is a legitimate site, assuming that you're not using a public computer. It should be fairly safe. But you want to keep those documents, and they tend to want your 2019 taxes, your 2020 taxes, your 4506T form, which they'll provide you in the portal if you need it, or on their site, which is just giving them permission to look at your tax records to see that you are really a business. It really doesn't have anything to do with your credit. And I've heard people as low as 570 credit get approved for the loans. And if you don't want the loans, that's fine. If you want the loans, they're there too. We can go over that terms as well. So there's people in that stage. There's people that haven't started this process yet. Maybe you want a loan for your business. All you need to do is go to the economical injury disaster loan part of the SBA.gov page, and you apply right here for the the EIDL loan application. It's very simple. They have some questions you would hit apply, and the terminology of these forms can be confusing for people that are especially bilingual. And if you need help with these forms, there are local SBA agencies willing to help you. You would have to search on the SBA.gov site to find the closest one. There are also many bankers and accountants, or maybe if you own a decent business that has a hired help, they might be able to help you through this. Now, the federal disaster loans are for businesses. They are for private nonprofits, homeowners, and renters. I am not really sure how that works for homeowners and renters. That must be separate than the EIDL loan. I really don't know. But if you read this, you have to ask yourself, and it says choose one. You're going to choose one of these. So as soon as you meet the qualifications for one, you'll check that one. So Applicant is a business that, together with affiliates, has not more than 500 employees. So are you a business that has under 500 employees? Well, sure, I do. I don't have more than 500 employees. So I would that would be fine for me. I could use that one. Applicant is an agriculture enterprise that, together with affiliates, has not more than 500 employees. So agriculture means farm, ag. Pretty much ag is farm. If that doesn't apply to you, skip it. Applicant is an Applicant is an individual who operates under a sole proprietorship with or without employees, or as an independent contractor, and together with affiliates has not more than 500 employees. Now this one would work for me as well, at least for one of my businesses. So, Applicant is an individual. So let's say you're a hairdresser. Let's say you're an Uber driver. You're working independently as self-employed with no employees, or maybe you're an independent contractor in a salon that you only pay rent for, and you don't, you're your own business just under their name. That would also apply. Applicant is a cooperative that, together with affiliates, has not more than 500 employees. So they switched from individual sole proprietorship to a cooperative. So then you're starting to get into like your partnership stuff, or your different levels of business. You're probably going to have more than one person involved with your business. You would probably know if that applies to you, because you would have been referred to that at one point. That does not apply to me. Applicant is a tribal small business concern, as described in, so you would have to meet this, whatever, that together with affiliates has not more than 500 employees. So a small business must be on tribal land probably, and meets whatever that guideline is. So if you're a tribal business, you would want to see if you would need to go under that button or selection. Applicant is a business including an ag cooperative, aquaculture enterprise, nursery productive cooperative, with not more than 500. That is small under SBA size standards, and there's a standard. If you're an ag or an aquaculture, or a nursery, or something in that area, you can see if you would fit under that. That wouldn't apply to me either. Applicant is a private nonprofit organization that is a non-government agency or entity that currently has an effective ruling letter from the IRS granting tax exemption under the 501c(d) or E. So if you're and it even goes to say, or entity is a nonprofit, one organized doing business under state law or faith-based business. So if you're a 501 company or a church, maybe, I'm not really sure, because that doesn't apply to me either, you would know, and you would check that. It is important that if you are tax exempt because you're a nonprofit, that you would select that, because it does change your terms of your loan. You do get a better percentage. All right. Applicant is a business that, together with affiliates, has more than 500 employees, and is assigned an NAICS code beginning with, and they give a list. So you know, the NAICS code, if you on your tax filing, like for me, I have a Schedule C. It's going to be found right on the right side of the top of my Schedule C. And oftentimes mine starts with a 9. But if you are someone that has more than 500 employees, then you would check to see if you fall into that, and then check that. Most of the people that I'm helping with this are probably going to fall into the sole proprietor, independent contractor. Maybe you run your own construction company or something. But you know, we're the people that don't have employees to do this for us. We need all the direction we can, and most people, small businesses, don't even know these exist. Eligibility questions. And this is where it's pretty simple, but you just put yes or no. Is any principal of the applicant with a 50% or greater ownership interest more than 60 days delinquent in child support obligations? So if you're an owner and you own at least 50% of the business, are you behind in child support? Yes or no? Has the applicant or owners of applicant ever been engaged in a production or distribution of any product or service that has been determined to be obscene by the court of competent jurisdiction? So, I mean, if you were questioning what you distribute, you know, you're going to probably have to answer that yourself. Number 3. Is applicant or owners of applicant currently suspended or disbarred from contracting with the federal government or receiving federal grants or loans? You know, you would know that too. Otherwise, you know, for most of us, that would be, a no question. Is any owner of the applicant currently incarcerated? If you're incarcerated, you would have to mark yes. Is any owner of the applicant presently subject to an indictment, criminal information, arraignment, or other means which formal criminal charges are brought in a jurisdiction for any felony? You would have to answer that truthfully, as well as the next question. Within the last 5 years, for any felony involved fraud, bribery, embezzlement, or a false statement, loan, blah, 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 blah. Read these thoroughly, because they are not going to want you to lie. This is very important, to be honest. If you don't know the answer, you need to seek someone professional before answering it. Is the applicant engaged in illegal activity? Does the applicant present live performance? Probably your strip club stuff. Does the applicant deprive more than 1/3 of your gross annual income from legal gambling? Is the applicant primarily engaged in political lobbying? Is the applicant owned by a state, local, municipal government entity other than tribal? Is an applicant owned by a member of the Congress? Is the applicant a pawn shop that deprived more than 50% of its income from interest? Is the applicant engaged in lending or investing? Is the applicant a loan packager that earns more than 1/3 of its gross annual revenue from packaging SBA loans? And is the applicant engaged in multi-level sales distribution? Is the applicant engaged in real estate development or investment? Is the applicant a life insurance company? Is applicant business or any other owner of 20% or more of the applicant currently in a bankruptcy? If so, which one? So, pretty simple. And I can't go forward from here because I'm not actually filling it out. I suppose I could have. I just don't want to mess up the system here and end up with a number. It's going to ask you your business information, name, address, stuff like that, your brick and mortar if you have one, business owner's information, and any additional information, which you can see shows basically uploading documents. And then your summary. They're going to give you an SBA application number at the end of this application. This is the most important thing you can write down, screenshot, take a picture with your phone, or print. Very important. All of your correspondence through the SBA, phone or email, will be done with that SBA application number. Again, if you do not have your application number, you need to get a hold of the SBA via phone or email to locate that. And their phone number, let me see if I can find it, is right here. That does not look right to me. Yeah, it must be. That's not the 800 number, though. This is the one I'm familiar with. That's none. It must be this one. They must have separated it out. This is, I just went on their site today, so it is the most up to date. So you would call this number, which I don't really know anybody that has had a great luck actually calling the number. I mean, there's great people on the other end. SBA are wonderful staff. But it is almost easier to send an email and wait for a response. You can also email that. This disaster customer service at sba.gov. So, I mean, if you're watching, you know, where are you in this process? Where can I help you? Meanwhile, as far as the loan eligibility, I'm just going to check my messages here real quick. So as far as the loan eligibility, to obtain the COVID EIDL loan, first you have to apply just like I just showed you. And yeah, well, look at this. So you need to have at least a 570 credit rating to get up to $500,000, which is crazy. That's really low credit line. Very generous, very generous. And let's say you applied last year and your credit score was below 570 and your credit score has changed, and you could check your credit score several ways, but a lot of people will just use Credit Karma or some free avenue just to get it immediately. You can always email them for reconsideration of your loan, or for, you know, since your credit has changed, and maybe with an explanation as to, you know, why it has changed. Maybe there was something incorrect, or you had disputed, or maybe you cleaned up some of your utilization. Who knows? And then you would have to have at least a 625 to get the loans over 500,000. I believe that goes to 2 million. I'm not for sure though. So the tax authorization is the 4506T form we talked about. You can get that here. And I am just on the SBA.gov. You can Google SBA, EIDL, and all this stuff pops right up. Just make sure that you're getting it from SBA.gov and not some third party site. So, let's see. And it looks like they have some frequently asked questions here. So let's take a look at those. It wants me to download them to my computer. Why not? Let's take a look here. Alright. So the maximum loan amount is $2 million. Well, this was updated, it looks like, in October. So yeah, 30-year term, which is insane. So like if you took a $50,000 loan with collateral, because it would be over $25,000, and you can see that here with business assets or whatever. At 3.75% fixed if you're a business and not a nonprofit, you know, you would probably be looking at like $270 or something for payments. And of course, even though you could defer your payments for the first 2 years, you would want to pay those as soon as possible because it is still accumulating interest. I'm pretty sure the second it hits your bank account. So, and there is some rules on how this money should be spent. It should be spent, and again, here it is. What can I use the loan proceeds for? Pay or prepay business, non-federal debt included anytime past, present, or future. Paying regularly scheduled payments on federal debt. Pay regularly scheduled payments. So pay or prepay business, I'm really not sure what that is. So I suppose that's just so you can pay your payments on your loan. Payroll, keep your place going, pay your rent, your mortgage, your utilities, and your ordinary business expenses. So if you're a trucker, you could use that for fuel expenses, truck repairs, but it's not going to, you're not going to go use that to buy a new truck. That's not how this money would be used. Or a new, you're not going to expand your business. It's not what that money's for. Hi, Shema. Did you get your email off? I thought I would jump on live just to cover some business stuff. So let me know, because I'll pull up a screen for you. So the interest on the loan, if you decide to take the loan and not the grant, 3.75% is really pretty decent. I don't think a lot of businesses really have a choice right now. I think a lot of businesses are just hanging on. I feel like my business as well, it has been pretty slow and just hanging on. I mean, we're just trying to stay open at this point. We changed our prices, and we have not gotten a loan yet. I am in reconsideration, but I have not gotten a loan. I did, however, get my EIDL grants. So if you take a loan, and there is a big difference between a loan and a grant. But if you take a loan under $25,000, no collateral is required. So that means it's an unsecured loan. After you go above that, then they're going to want to lien on your assets. So, if you're a trucker, they might want their name on your truck. If you're a business and you don't own your building, you may want it on your business property, such as, I'm not sure, whatever your business property is. So, and then it looks like after you get above $500,000, it gets, quite extensive and whatnot. So it looks like they charge a $100 fee for filing the lien. I suppose it's got to go through the title company to put their name on your property. So, I mean, it's probably got to be a tangible amount of property. You can't just be like, yeah, I got a business and I own, all 1,000 million boxes of hairspray. You can't put a lien on that, really. I mean, I suppose you could, but tangibly, it would be hard to secure that. Let's see. All this is pretty basic. I mean, I think they pretty much walk you through it. Now, I haven't had the loan yet, so I don't really know. But the terms are very, very good. I do worry about businesses that are taking too much grant money, or not grant money, but loan money, and if they'll survive. Will there be a crash at some point? So this is our portal. Remember, you need access to this. And Shema, if you're watching, this here, if you're not sure what this is, you should put your email in here, and you should hit forget password and see if they send you a chance to create an account and reset your password. And if it never sends you an email, it's because you never got a chance to set up this account. But I know that you did this last year when you applied, so but definitely worth going to that. And that's on the top here. You can see COVID-19 relief 1.sba.gov, and I can put that link in the comments. Let me see if I can do that. So I'll put the link in the comments here. Let me see if I can do it from here. So this is just the portal. So once a person applies for the loan, for either the loan or the grants, because you have to do that to get either, the way you monitor those is through this portal. And you want portal access. And if you're not sure if you ever set up an account after you applied in 2020 or 2021, the best way is to go to this link There you go. Should have popped up there. Click on that link. And put in your email. And you can try to guess the password, but you don't want to lock the account. And then just hit forget password and then click I'm not a robot. And then hit sign in. And if it sends you an email, then it'll give you the opportunity to recreate a password and get into that account. If you don't get an email within the next hour or so, it's usually right away, then we can assume, Shema, that you never created an account. And then you need to email the SBA about or call. And it looks like, Shema, they put another phone number down here. I got another phone number here that you could use too. And it does say Monday through Sunday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So that is definitely a way to see if you have an account. And if you don't, you email or call them. And you have to get portal access to basically apply for the grants and the loan if you already had applied last year, which you said you did. So sorry, I was just answering one of my kids. So that's super important right there. Again, they have that other number here. And I think, Shema, yesterday we gave you this number, but they're showing this one non-COVID EIDL. So I think they must have changed it since last time I looked. So I would write down this phone number and give that a call too. And I would assume that's also a toll-free number. Again, there's this email plus the other one I have given you. And there's another email here. I think they all kind of go to the right. I mean, you just really have to send one, because if you send it to them and they aren't going to help you, they'll tell you where else to send it. And until you get to the right person. And hopefully, my mom emailed yesterday and she had a response this morning. And though it hasn't solved their problem yet, they did respond. So they must not be too far behind. Let me see here. What else can I go through? So this was the application for those of you that have not applied. So Shema, and anybody else that is watching, reach out. Let me know you're here if you have any questions. There is an SBA district office in a lot of areas. So, okay. So you would just go to, there's a local office. So we live in the Midwest. So here, let me just, let me look up a zip code real quick so I don't use my own. Let's look up a zip code in Missouri. So, alright, so let's put a zip code for Missouri in this map. And it's going to show me that there is a few places that you can go and they will help you with your application. So there are local SBA offices, maybe one near you. Let me see if I can put that in the comments as well for people that you know might have a language barrier. Okay. So there are local offices if you're struggling to communicate. Via website. Here, that's to find your SBA in your area, that link I shared. So they can help get you going and help you with other programs. And in the future, after all this pandemic is over, they do have other programs. So they also do like your natural disasters, I suppose, after a hurricane or something. So, but mostly people are dealing with these here, the COVID-19 relief programs, the PPP, the EIDL, and the SBA. So, let's see. Yeah, we were looking at this. So someone asked here, it's a frequent question, what is the impact of bankruptcy on eligibility? If the applicant or business is currently in a bankruptcy, the owner, or if the business is a sole proprietor or an independent contractor. So it says the applicant business is eligible if it is operating under an approved plan of reorganization. So a Chapter 5, 11, 12, or 13. In order to receive the EIDL funds, the applicant must provide the SBA with evidence of approval of the loan by the court trustee of the bankruptcy case. So I've not filed bankruptcy yet, but I mean that sounds like that makes sense. I mean, if you're in that stage, you would just have to get all of your documents and then submit those to the SBA during the process, and they would decide if you would qualify or not. So what documents do you need to apply for your application? And we had stated this earlier, your 19 federal income taxes, your 20 federal income taxes. For nonprofit organizations, there's a little list here, a few copies of statements of activities. IRS Form 4506T, just that gives you permission to look at your past activity with the taxes. Prove that you're a business. I mean, we want to make sure that our government money is spent correctly, right? We don't want it to be fraudulently used. Let's see. What if I changed my business form of organization after I filed my 2019 taxes? Well, I actually did this, and though it did not affect my EIDL grants, it did, however, affect my PPP forgiveness, and I am stuck in a huge limbo right now. But I had just went from being a sole proprietor to an LLC, and it changed my EIN number as well as my employee status, and now what I had originally applied with has changed, and it sent an error, and now I'm still stuck without my PPPs forgiven. So I guess the way I look at it is worst case scenario, I gotta pay him back, but hopefully they'll iron that out. I'm sure I'm not the only one. So, I mean, the thing is you just have to be honest with them. How much can you borrow? I mean, they'll tell you how much you can borrow, because they're based off of your well, here's a good idea. Yeah, based off your gross receipts, your cost of goods, your cost of operation. They've got some figure that will tell you how much you qualify for, that they'll feel comfortable with loaning, and then they do have an increased option. So And how do you request an increase on your loan? So I really don't know. So I'm going to read this part of this anyway. I have not got to that point yet. But once you have your portal access, from what I understand is, let me pull that picture up here. Right here, there should be something that pops up asking if you want it, and I heard they send tons and tons and tons of emails. Let me see. Your loan modification is being processed. So I think sometimes people would, get approved for an increase. That should show up here. Let's see if I can find it. I'm just searching Google pictures. Here it is. This is what I'm looking for. So once you've been approved for your loan and that you got your loan, they're going to give you this blue button, and they already got their EIDL advance, it looks like. So the blue button is going to allow them to request for more funds, and then the SBA will decide how much more they qualify for. Yes, Shema, that's correct. If you create an account with that email, you would get an email that comes back stating that you can reset your password. If you did not get an email after requesting a forgotten password, either you may have used a different email, so you could try that, or you never created an account. So, you had stated that you had gotten, I think, $1,000 in 2020 for the original targeted advance grant, but never got the rest, and did not get the loan, if I believe right. I'm just kind of reciting from memory. If you don't have your application number, I would at least go back to your bank statements and see if you can locate the date that they put the money into your account. So you could say that, in the email, I was funded 1,000 of the targeted advance grant. I have not been able to apply for the rest of the grant. I would like to be reconsidered for the loan as I was denied, and I need portal access because I cannot get into a portal because I have not created an account. Going to this here and putting in your email and requesting a forgot password is just a easy way of finding out if you have an account without asking the SBA. Perfect. And if you didn't get anything back, and it might take about an hour at max, if you don't see anything in the next hour, then you never created an account yet. And I was told I didn't have an account, Shema. I got $1,000 too, and I did get an email later asking if I wanted to apply for the rest of the targeted advanced grant, and I did. But when I went to do so, I didn't have access to an account or to the portal. So I had to email them, and they sent me a link. I had to keep emailing them until they sent me a link to create an account. As soon as I got the account created, then everything was open. Then I could apply for the grant. Then I could apply for the supplemental grant. Then I could, then I could put in for reconsideration for the loan. So getting into that portal is the most important thing you can do right now. And to do that, that's, you just need to keep emailing them. I would email them they say that if you email extra, it doesn't help, but I disagree. I wouldn't email every day, but at least once to twice a week. Let me see. So if you did get into your portal, this would say denied. This would say 1,000. This would not even be here. It would say you funded 1,000. That's what it would say. And then as you keep working with them, then this would open up and you would see a 9,000 for the targeted. And then it would say processing. And then eventually approved. And then eventually funded. And from approved to funded, it's usually about a week. And then you have to see supplemental targeted advance has a little different approval. You had to approved. I think there had to be a little bit more loss. But for most of us, if we closed down for, even a little bit of time, it was there. So then you would qualify for that as well. Yeah, that's exactly what happened to me too, Shema. That's why I know that. So you need to get portal access. So when you email them, you need to say, here, I'll type it out for you. Okay. Just bear with me here. I'm typing it out. It looks like it must limit how much I can text. I'll put it in more than one comment. Okay. Yeah. Just combine these two chats. And all right, and then that's pretty much it. I think there's just a slight delay from that last comment. So if that makes sense to you, you'll be lucky if a customer service representative will handle one of those things for you. But first and foremost is getting the portal access. And then knowing that you do qualify for this advance, the targeted advance, the supplemental targeted advance most likely, as well as reconsideration for this loan. So Shema, I don't know what your business is or how much you make, but let me throw some numbers out there. Let's say that you make $50,000 a year. Just going to round that number up. And you you maybe even have a bunch of deductions, but you would still, it doesn't matter what you make. It really doesn't. You would qualify for those. You already got the 1,000, so I know for sure you qualify for the 9,000. And for sure you qualify for that. But the loan, they would 50,000. They would probably approve you for at least 12,000 on the loan, at least, and if not more. I've seen some people, like I know some people that make 100,000. They were approving like 55,000 for the loan. I know people that make 20,000, and they approve like 5,000. But anything at this time is going to help, and you have nothing better to do right now than to push these people into helping you get this going, and push hard. And I mean, they're open today. They're open today. They're open tomorrow. If you email, they're going to get back to you. They're going to get working on this. I mean, like I said, my mom messaged yesterday, and immediately there was a response today. And so hopefully she'll get her stuff worked out. And I'm still waiting on reconsideration, but I changed some stuff with my business, which, like I said, I went from a sole proprietor to an LLC, and I changed some stuff that I think confused them, and I wish I would have waited. I'm working on that. Okay, that was my last chat message that ended with the word loan, as of now, if that makes sense. So, I mean, the portal is really the most important thing for you. And then once you do get access, of course, write down that email and that password. And every time you sign in, they're going to want to send, stuff to, like a code to your phone. I'm sorry. I don't know if you can see this or not, but I will show you my portal because I will block out my deal. So, let me see here. So, it shows here that my loan was declined, that it's in reconsideration, waiting for reconsideration, that I was given 1,000 in EIDL advance. I was given 9,000 in targeted EIDL advance, and I also qualified and was given 5,000 for the supplemental targeted EIDL advance. And if you got that 1,000, Shema, I'm sure you're going to get this one. The other one, you have to. They'll let you know if you qualify for that one. But I'm still trying to get the loan. So, hi Lucy. You're still waiting. Received only 1,000 during the CARES Act and was approved. If you look back, Lucy, at my comments on the live feed that I've been talking to Shema, same exact thing. And that happened to me too. So almost everybody that, and I will post this video as a video, so make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell. But if you subscribe, then you can look at my video content and see this video after we're done and go back and kind of re-watch it and pause it and stuff to get all of the information. But that's what happened to me too, Lucy, and that happened to many people. So what happened is they gave you that 1,000. So you applied for the loan. They gave you the 1,000 for the advanced grant. They should have sent you a email inviting you to apply for the rest of that 9,000. But most people missed it, or they didn't get it, or it was expired when they clicked it. So you would go One question, Lucy, is if you have your application number, and don't give it to me if you do. But if you do, it makes things a little easier. And yes, okay. So you can, it would maybe be in an email from them. So that application number is super important. So there's two things you can do. Lucy, do you have portal access to this here? Do you have this portal access? Have you created an account for this portal? And if you don't know, there is a trick. All you gotta do is put your email into the portal and then hit forgot password, and then hit I'm not a robot and send it to your, and then if you do have an account, okay, so you do have that. And then inside the portal, so you can get inside the portal then. If you can get inside the portal, Lucy, right, I can get inside the portal. Okay. Have you, Lucy, applied for the targeted, the rest of that 9,000? So what I'm looking for is in your portal, this, it should show this EIDL advance. It should say 1,000. And now up here, it's going to say either you were approved or denied or withdrew from a loan. I can get in the portal. Sweet. That's awesome, Lucy. So it should show the EIDL advance here was 1,000. Did the targeted EIDL advance? Good job, Shema. Email him now, okay? Right now while I'm busy with someone else. I think you have everything you need. Drop back in if you don't. Targeted EIDL advance, Lucy. That should... if that is not in your portal, then all you need to do is email them and ask them to add it to your portal so you can apply for the targeted EIDL advance and the supplemental targeted advance. That's it. And I can give you that. It does show the 1K. So does it show the targeted EIDL advance or supplemental targeted? It would show boxes here to apply if, and maybe you already applied. But okay. Did they say why they denied it? Because some people applied, but they didn't check their portal every day, and they wanted like more information, and they denied it because of verification. Okay. Can you tell me what they said they denied it for? Okay. Have you confirmed that you're inside the low income? Boy, let me go to the SBA site. This took me to a different one. Have you confirmed that you're inside the low income map? You should be if you got the 1,000 already. But let me see. Okay. So one of the biggest mistakes that I see here, let me go back to this page here. One of the biggest mistakes that I see that people get denied is because they don't check the portal every day and they miss something and then it like times out. So basically, Lucy, have you applied for or have you emailed and asked specifically for reconsideration? There is a reconsideration email. Let me see if I can find the map here. And I can post that. We're looking for the eligibility map. Okay. So, Lucy, did you email recently for reconsideration? And when you do email for reconsideration, you have, how long ago? Have you repeatedly? What was, you said several reasons. This is what I would do, Lucy. First of all, this map. I will put in the comments, I want you to confirm that you're still within the eligibility of the map. Because if you are not in the eligibility of the map, I know no one who has been able to get approved. So, if you are in the purple of the map, then there is no reason you should not be getting this, and I will help you. I will walk you through that in just a second. I have done reconsideration several times. Which email do you know? Can you tell me which email? Well, actually, don't even put it in there. I will type an email in the comments. There are 2 reconsideration emails. But I will type an email in the comments here in a second, and you can tell me if you've sent to that one. And then a lot of people, when you send it to that one, they'll have you send to another one. But it seems to get handled a lot faster. Alright, so there's the eligibility map. Let me get the reconsideration email. Here, let's do this one. Perfect, Lucy. There is no reason you should not be getting that unless your business did not suffer a loss. Let's see. Anything crazy about your business? Like, did you change addresses? Did you not file your taxes? Let's see. Okay, see, let me find. Oh, I should maybe type SBA Gov EIDL into here. Okay, yes, this is the first one. So there's 2 actually. But this one will work just fine because when you email this one, they will tell you to email another one if they don't want this one. And then I'm going to put or. Okay, and I have not had, I don't usually, because I work, I don't have a lot of time to call them, but you could also call them, Lucy, but they probably just resend you back. I just attached 2 emails, and they should be popping up here. There they are. 2 separate reconsideration emails that you can send your information to, and your information should be somewhat templated. So no, I didn't change anything. Good. So you're really, I mean, the only thing I could think of is you missed an opportunity for verification or upload of something, or they didn't like something in the portal and just denied you. They're very picky, but once you get into the portal here, let me see if I can find, here's a picture. These buttons, even in your portal, they change all the time. So even after you email for reconsideration, like, they won't even email you and tell you. Just one day they'll pop blue and they'll say they want something. Oh yeah, you definitely would have been at a loss then. That happened to me too. I'm a massage therapist, and touching people was not a thing last year. Barely is a thing this year. So this, you know, all I can say, Lucy, is I want you to resend these emails. I want you not just to send to these 2 that I just posted, write those down, but I also want you to send to this one right here, this disaster customer service at sba.gov. I want you to send to all 3. And in the the title of the email, okay, you are going to put application number, and you're going to put your number there in the title of the email, and you say reconsideration for EIDL grants. All my buttons are completed. Yeah, mine are too, but they do change. They do change. So when you go to reconsideration after you email them, you need to check it every day for changes, because sometimes a button will just turn blue for no reason. One time I had to upload the same document like 6 times. I don't know if it's their system gets reset every time they jump in your account, but I had those documents on my phone just so I could do it every time. Another trick, you guys, everything has to be in PDF form, and if you don't know how to do that, I usually just take pictures with my phone, and then I go to print the picture. But instead of putting a printer in, you could change the printer to, and when you drop the printer box down, it'll say save to PDF, and then it saves right to your phone, and then you can upload it. So it's kind of a cheat way, but I learned a lot of things last year. So, all right, Lucy, that's where you are. You have to do the reconsideration. You have to email I'd email about once every 3 days. All 3 of those emails. If they come back, they should come back tomorrow if you email today. And you're asking specifically for reconsideration of the grants. Now, if you did want to get reconsideration for the loan, you could do that too at that same time. Perfect. That's awesome. Please subscribe if you can, and then if you have any more problems, it'll be easy for you to find me. We usually do gaming and stuff, but you can always jump in on a game chat and let me know if you have another question. Or leave me a comment. I'll always try. Perfect. Yeah, PDF forms. I learned a lot last year. It was a lot. It's a lot of stress. It's a lot of stress. Are you back to work now? Or are you getting at least some back to normal? I know our business is it's open. It's just not very. There's income to keep us open, but that's about it. So, let's see. I was trying to think. There was a new phone number too, Lucy, that they changed to this number right here. They used to send people down to this number down here, but then I see they switched that to non-EIDL, so they separated you so that you could get to you faster. So, but email first, and if you don't hear anything in the next few days, I would give them a call, have your application number, and go from there. And if you have any more questions, just reach out to me. Make sure you tell all your other friends and family that if they haven't applied yet for the grants or the EIDL, to get on it immediately before the program ends here at the end of the year. A lot of people just don't know about it. How do you see your viewers? How many? Is that on here? Right there. So we got 4 people watching right now. Anybody else have any more questions? I think we've rounded up the ones so far that they know what to do, what their next step is right now. Anyone else have any more questions about their SBA? Anything from applying today, if you have not applied? Yeah, I have heard that, Lucy, that they just are not answering. I'm not sure. It's just they do reply easily through the and you know, I have heard if they answer the phone, they just tell you to email anyway, and you just wasted all that time. So just keep on them. I want you girls to get that money. Everybody needs to get this money for the businesses. We gotta come out on this on top. So.
What are you doing?
So I decided about a month ago, after getting denied for the loan, and I have gotten the EIDL grants. So I decided I wanted to try to apply for reconsideration of the loan. I didn't want a loan because I don't want more debt, but I also don't want to lose my business. And this year was not really any better than the last year. So, I mean, we were open, but we're still playing catch up. The cost of everything's been higher. I can't put in as many clients. People cancel all the time because they're sick. So I decided to put in for reconsideration of the loan, and I was denied. If you did not take a loan and were offered a loan, you can also ask for reconsideration, whether you withdrew it or not, and tell them that you've changed your mind, and they can reopen that. If you have been denied, or maybe your credit score has changed, you need to have at least a 570. You can go ahead and also apply for reconsideration. I am currently in reconsideration. I think it's taken me a while because there's been some SBA changes. The increases kicked in. I'm a small business. I seem to be helping the bigger businesses. Plus, they launched the SVOG one for the shattered venues. And I don't know anything about that program. And on top of that, I changed from being a sole proprietor to an LLC and changed my EIN. So mine just got thrown into a big mess, and I think I'm stuck on hold right now. If I'm offered the loan, I would probably take it, just because it'd be nice to have something in my account to fall back on if we have a slow month instead of credit card debt. I think my clients have been wonderful at trying to help me stay open, even though I've increased my prices. But I definitely, and I'm still homeschooling. I've got my kids here. We started to do YouTube, which, by the way, doesn't pay the bills. But we really do enjoy helping other people. We enjoy talking with other people. We've enjoyed learning lots about YouTube. Eventually, it might pay my internet bill a month. So,
That's good.
So, I mean, I guess I don't have anything else to do. But as far as, I'm kind of wondering after, 2019 was like a record year for us. We made the most money I've ever made in 18 years of being self-employed. And then, I've always taken my kids to work with me. My daughter has a health condition. I had adopted kids. And then I have these are my two biologicals. And, 2020 came. I worked until March 18th, and our town shut down. Our state did not shut down, but our city that we live in shut down. And we shut down it was supposed to be 6 weeks, but there was lawsuits and all kinds of stuff, and it ended up being 4, but I did not reopen. So we just do not, I'm a massage therapist, and so rubbing people, we did not know how we could do so safely. And I eventually reopened in July, and very, very part-time, and I started doing massage with gloves, and changing the way we cleaned things, trying to see only one client per room, requiring masks, and it really took away from the spa, but it's a good thing I'm a therapeutic massage specialist. So therefore, people are coming to me because they're in pain. If you can't stop, then you need to go upstairs. So, I had some regular clients, and of course there's always the ones that didn't care about what was going on, and then there's people that were super careful, and so we had to find a happy medium. Somehow we got through last year and didn't lose the business. But that's probably because this year, earlier in the year, we did eventually get our PPP, which I have not gotten forgiven yet. That's a whole other mess. And then I went ahead and did get the EIDL, and that floated us until now. And now I am starting to get busier, but the numbers have gotten so bad. Ruby, please go upstairs. Billy, too. I'm not done. Please.
Oh, she rendered all the lights off.
I'm fine. If I have to tell you again, then I'm going to take your phone away. So, this year I managed to get through, but like I said, the numbers are getting much higher. And just this week, I had 4 cancellations due to the virus, 2 due to influenza A, and 1 that was in quarantine. And I only take about 25 clients in a week. And then there's always people that just cancel because of work. And so my income has been enough to keep my business open. And I own the building, so I have a bank note I have to pay on that. And luckily my vehicle is paid off, but I still have home bills and I have kids to take care of. And because I own a business and have assets, I don't qualify for food stamps or any other state assistance. So we've learned to hustle whatever we need to do or want to do, and managed that. My clients, like I said, have been really, really good to us. Thank goodness they come back every day. But I'm hoping next year will be better. But after seeing how this year went, I feel like every fall we're going to see this climb, and it's going to be like flu season. And even so, throughout the year, you're always going to have some of it. And there's always going to be cancellations, and there's always going to be quarantines. And, I guess we had some hope that, there'd be some herd immunity via either vaccine or natural. But we just haven't seen that due to the variants. And I think that we could definitely see, the change over the years. 100 years ago they dealt with the flu on large scales, and it affected people just like it does today. But we weren't really prepared for this at all. We were just going about our normal march, and all of a sudden, in some of them I guess it was January, because if you lived out in Seattle area, but there were, I went November 2019. Like I said, I had the best year ever. I took the kids on a cruise, Disney cruise, and we had a great time. And I'm so glad that we had the opportunity to do that, because then 2020 was a learning curve for all of us. And we did do some road trips and stuff. We live in a remote area, but we just didn't have the money. And then this year was playing catch up, and I just don't think next year we'll be paying off debt, I'm sure. So if I can help you guys get the money that the government has made available to you, I would love to help other businesses climb out of this hole. All we're trying to do is, keep a job, and depending on what your business is, I'm sure it affects other people too. So I don't have employees, but I own a couple businesses, and all of my businesses were affected, pretty badly. But I'm just going to kind of go over everything just a little bit more, and then I'm going to close out this chat. So application here, you just got to go to the SBA.gov, go to funding programs, find the COVID-19 relief link. And right here, targeted EIDL Advance, supplemental targeted EIDL Advance, as well as the EIDL loan. You apply. After your application is the most important number you could keep, your application number. You will use that for all correspondence with the SBA, and you can do those via phone or email. Ooh, what's this? Please start the subject line or email with application number and send it to. Oh, that's for bank returns. Yeah, I haven't had that problem. You got to send the money first, right? So, yeah, so I suppose that would be good for those that almost got there. So, this was also, I wonder if you could use this one too, Lucy. I'm sure you can. If you're still there, Lucy, I'll put that one in the comments too. I would just send one to all of them. I mean, what do they get? It won't hurt. And this website is from today, so I mean, it's not an old website. Targeted Advance. Re-eval. Duration. Okay, let me make sure I spelled this right. Otherwise, I'll have all of the comment trolls yelling at me later about how I gave false information. Let's see. Alright, I think that's right. So you can give that one a try too, Lucy or Shema, or whoever wants to use it. But you can rewatch this video because I am going to, as soon as we get done here, post it. Here's the EIDL Advanced Low Income Communities map. If you're in the purple area, you are in a qualified area to get the targeted EIDL Advance and supplemental targeted Advance, as well as obviously pretty much any of those two programs. So if you're outside of it, even a little tiny, even one step, good luck, because I haven't seen anybody get past the purple. So, and what a great program. You have to thank Trump as well as Biden for continuing it. Portal, most important thing, get that portal access and watch that portal daily. I don't care. Every morning, sign in, check it. Every day, every day, every day. Never stop till you have what you need. There's a reconsideration email on top. That's one of the 3. And we have that in the comments as well. And just some facts here about the loan and the programs. So, other than that, I really thank you guys for watching me today. And I appreciate your continued support. And I look forward to helping you guys and seeing you guys on my channel. Not all of you guys will like my regular content, as we're doing gaming and stuff now, but hey, you can always reach out, say hello and chat with us. There's just the Blue Angel family, just pretty nice Midwestern people. So have a great day, you guys, and you guys have a Merry Christmas.